what's up, you guys? The Curious Owl here, and I am doing my first book haul, really. I'm always weird about doing these book hauls. Like, I've recorded a couple, but I've never posted them just because I'm really scared about, the kinds of comments people will leave me about book hauls saying, oh, you shouldn't be spending all your money on books and everything. It's not healthy, la la la. But honestly, I love books. It's the thing that I love the most in the world. Books and food and makeup are like the three things I really enjoy buying. I don't even buy makeup that often, to be honest, but food and books are my two things that I love the most. And it's kind of sad because it just adds to my never-ending TBR. But on campus, our English fraternity, Sigma Tau Delta, was doing a book sale where they were basically taking books that people were donating and just selling them to make some money for the English Society. So I decided to do it. It was basically $5 to fill up a bag full of books, and so I got 2 bags. And yeah, so I really just wanted to show you some of these because there's some interesting finds that I've never heard of. So the first one I have is called Rebels and Traitors, an epic novel of the English Civil War by Lindsay Davis. I don't know much about this. I think it's supposed to be historical fiction in terms of the English Civil War, obviously, as is in the title. So I'm thinking this is going to be a historical fiction novel based on this kind of time period, and it is a thick thing. Oh my god, this is a big one. I'm gonna say it's probably over 1,000 pages, but I'm interested because I'm actually trying to get into some historical fiction a little bit more. I feel like that's one of the fields of books I'm not super into, which is historical fiction and even sci-fi a little bit. I like dystopian novels, but dystopian's only like, I think, a part of sci-fi, and so I really want to try to get into those two genres a lot more, and I feel like this was a good choice for me to try to get into that a little bit more. Next is just a collection of 20th century American poets. I'm just really into poetry lately, and I wanted to see what other poets are in this book that were not in one of my textbooks that I had in my class, because I'm actually going to be possibly in the process of writing 2 separate poetry books. I'm kind of just starting out with some ideas. I don't know what I'm going to be working on just yet, but I wanted to see if I could find some inspiration from some of these older poets and see what I could do with my writing to kind of emulate or even hopefully, take inspiration from one of these poets. Next is called Delusion by Laura L. Sullivan. This is supposed to be, I think, a story about these 2 magician sisters or illusionists. I don't really know. It's supposed to be quite magical and quite interesting, and I kind of just bought it because of the cover because I thought it was super cute. Next, I bought the book Jekyll Loves Hyde by Beth Fantaschi, and I don't really know why I bought this. I think it may have been just because it has Hyde, my last name, spelled the exact same way, because, yeah, my last name's like Mr. Hyde. Next is another kind of historical fiction book, I think, and it's called My Enemy's Cradle by Sarah Young. I think this is supposed to be placed in the 1940s, like World War II era, dealing with Nazis, and I'm really interested in that particular era specifically, just because there's a lot of things that were going on politically that I don't understand, and I just really, really want to see what this book has to offer in terms of if it's talking from a prisoner of war, or if it's talking about from a normal civilian who wasn't having to be taken into an internment camp. I'm just really curious, and honestly, the fact that it's about Nazi Germany looks like. Next was pretty much a cover and author by, and it is called The Ring and the Crown by Melissa de la Cruz. Now, honestly, got a bit of a problem with Melissa de la Cruz because of the book Blue Bloods. Really did not like that book at all. I thought it was so freaking slow and I didn't understand what was going on. But I think this is supposed to be a collection of short stories, maybe, about people in this society. I don't know. Actually, it looks like it's more of a chapter book, so I don't really know. It looked interesting, though, because it's supposed to be placed in London. Looks like it might be a little bit of historical fiction involved in it of some kind. Next is a book called Life: An Unexploded Diagram by Mal Peet. Now, I don't think that this is supposed to be a nonfiction book. This is actually, I think, supposed to be another historical fiction, because it deals with the 1960s and John F. Kennedy and the Russian leader Nikita Khrushchev, which I'm not familiar with. So I'm thinking this is going to have some kind of little political aspects involved in it, which I'm very excited about. Okay, so this next book I just realized is kind of 2 books in one, and it is called My Favorite Band Does Not Exist by Robert J. Jeshkonek. And then on the back is called Fire Skull's Revenant by Milt Iften. And I don't know if these are both supposed to coincide at some point, but this is like a dual book in one, which is so weird. I've never seen that before. You can even tell the ones from the backside. I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell right now, but these pages are a little bit more stained, and the other books are actually, or the other book is like normal pages. So this is really, really weird. I've never seen this. But it's supposed to be kind of one of those weird stories where the main character is trapped in a book. Yeah, apparently this person, they are trapped in this book and they're part of a secret rock band, and I don't know. It's supposed to be School of Rock meets Alice in Wonderland. I have no idea how this part's gonna be involved in it, but I'm very curious now because of that. Like, I didn't even notice that before. So, okay. All right. We will see. Next is called Perry's Killer Playlist by Joe Scriber. For some reason, this title seems familiar to me. I don't know why. I feel like it may just because, you know, somebody mentioned it a long time ago and I don't remember why. Perry Stormare can't believe how great his life is. 1, his action-packed college application essay landed him at Columbia. 2, he's on an epic European tour with his band Inchworm. 3, he scored a seriously hot and slightly older girlfriend. 4, oh, and no one has tried to shoot him for months. He should have known it was too good to last. When Perry finds himself at Harry's bar in Venice, Italy, Gobi Zaksukas, former Lithuanian exchange student turned La Femme Nikita, shows up just as she'd promised. Faster than he can say bonjour, Perry is swept up in bomb blasts, bullet storms, and boat chases. Perry knows he can't escape Gobi, only hopes to survive her. But as they rampage across Europe, Perry realizes that avoiding an international murder plot may be easier than confronting his feelings for Gobi, the only one who can save him, if she doesn't kill him first. That is pretty cool. Like, I'm actually really interested to read this now just because of that. That sounds like an awesome plot. So, okay. Alright, I've picked some pretty good books, it looks like, from this book sale. The next one is called August Snow by Stephen Mac Jones. I think this one's supposed to be a mystery? Maybe? But it's placed in Detroit, which is really cool because, I mean, I'm from Michigan, so hey, Detroit, nowhere's near you. But hey, so it's supposed to be a story about murder, greed, sex, economic cyber terrorism, race, and urban decay. So it sounds interesting. It's supposed to be maybe a mystery, something that deals a little bit with politics a little bit. So I'm pretty interested. It looks actually really cool. I honestly kind of bought it for the purple that's involved in the cover. And I just really liked how the composition of the cover looked. I liked the buildings that are down here that are supposed to represent Detroit. And yeah, I really liked the premise of it. And I don't know. I'm interested to see how this one goes. I'm interested to get into some more adult literary fiction. The next book doesn't have a dust jacket. This was just kind of how I found it, and it's called American Assassin by Vince Flynn. I think this is supposed to be the American Assassin that was made into a movie with Dylan O'Brien. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is, and if so, I'm very excited because I heard a lot of good things revolving around this book when the movie came out, and I've been meaning to see the movie itself, so if I can read the book and then watch the movie, that'd be really freaking cool. But I don't know, all I know about this is that, you know, there's this guy who's being, like, targeted because he's an assassin, I think? I don't really even know. So I'm gonna have to look up the synopsis later and figure out what the heck this book's about so I can actually read it, because it sounded pretty interesting to me. And finally, the last book that I got from the book sale is kind of just a whimsical buy. It's a collection of plays and poems by Christopher Marlowe, because Christopher Marlowe was a poet that I had remember reading about in my British literature class, and then again I had read one of his plays in a class I took last semester, and I'm pretty sure it would be in here. I can't remember the name of it, but let me see if I can find it so that I can tell you which one it was. Oh, that's funny. I just realized opening the first page, this was a copy that one of my professors had. That's funny. Actually, yeah, one of my professors I had last semester, this was his book, and he donated it. Yep, it's in here. Okay, so the play that I had read in my class last year was called Dr. Faustus, and I actually remember really liking that when I had read the play in my class, and so I'm pretty excited to have this. He's a pretty interesting Renaissance, I want to say, writer. I liked a lot of his work that I had seen in both of my classes, so I'm interested, and now that I know that it's from one of my professors, that's pretty funny, and I can hit him up and say, hey, I got your book. But there you guys go. Those are all the books that I got in this haul at this Sigma Tau Delta book sale. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you've read any of the books that are in this haul and what you thought of them without spoiling anything for me. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any books that you've gotten recently that you're really excited about, so we can have a conversation down in the comments below. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below and subscribe to become an Owlette in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!